This is a video for somebody that is just dipping their toe into getting started ice fishing. So here's some of the gear that you might come across at your tackle shop. And you might say to yourself, oh, these are cheap. I can pick one of these up for a couple dollars, or I can upgrade to this, or I can use these. I wouldn't do that just yet. I would wait on this stuff and do this. This is the simplest, cheapest thing if you don't know if you're gonna like ice fishing or not. You've got a hook. You got a split shot, your fishing line, and a pop can. Take your pop can, make sure you got a tab on there. Tie your line to the tab. Then give yourself about 30 feet of line. Wrap it around the pop can. Put a split shot in there. Doesn't matter where you put it. You can decide that later when you're fishing. Tie your hook on. Stab a hole in the side of the can to stow your hook, and boom, you're ready to go. I'm going to tell you, this is one of the oldest tricks in the book, and it's hard to illustrate this. I don't have any ice, otherwise I would show you. I'm waiting to go ice fishing myself, but it's not gotten cold enough. I'm hoping to go at the end of the month. But when this is on the ice and a fish grabs that line and this spins on that ice, it's loud. You can hear it from quite a ways away. And so if you have your setup kind of spread out across the ice, you can run and retrieve this. Also, when the fish takes it, a lot of times it'll end up in the hole. This is a giant bobber too, so it won't go underneath the water. You can look over there. If you don't see your pop can, if you never heard it for some reason, it's going to be bobbing in that hole. So this is what I would do if I was you and I was just trying to get into ice fishing. There's the pop can thing. Now, that's not all. I've got more. Use the pop can, beginners. You will not be disappointed. And your investment is pretty much zero. Your wife will thank me. Please like and subscribe. Okay, the next is an auger. Now, you don't have to have an auger to start ice fishing. I didn't. I've been ice fishing for years now. I started out with pop cans and a hatchet. Now, the trick to the hatchet doesn't have anything to do with the hatchet itself. The trick is, when you go fishing, try to go somewhere where it's populated, where other people are fishing, where there's going to be other fishermen there that have already been fishing in the last day or two. So what you do is you go find their hole that has already been drilled, and then you open it up with the hatchet, and it works really well. Sometimes you're only going through an inch or two of ice rather than, whatever the ice depth is. Could be anywhere from, starting at 4 inches all the way up to, a couple feet, depends on where you're at. But this really wouldn't work if you're somewhere super duper cold and the ice is really thick. Then you'd need something like a spud bar or a digger bar, something like that. But this is what I used where I'm from. The ice that year wasn't very thick, and I used this. So after that, after I was like, oh man, I love ice fishing, I'm gonna do this every year, I decided to upgrade, and then I bought this. Now, actually I bought a 8-inch, and it was a hand crank model, and it was a lot of work. I actually downsized, but I gave myself an upgrade at the same time, and I'm gonna show you that. Okay, so now this is the upgrade, and all it is a shaft. It's got a hole drilled through it here. It's tapered here, and it's also tapered on the other end. Then I made myself a stop to where if it falls off, it doesn't go in the ice. And then what it does, I've got it made. This fits clear down inside that pipe. Okay, So it's down in here like that. I oversized that hole so that I could just thread this in and not have to worry about cross-threading anything or jacking up my threads on my screw. So that goes in there like that. And then this end is where I put my drill. Now I used just a 1/2-inch DeWalt drill for years. Okay, this is what I used for years and years and years. And you just chuck it up on there and she's ready to roll. Then I upgraded to this. Now, the reason why I bought this wasn't just for ice fishing. This is actually so I can auger holes in my dirt out here to set fence posts. And then this one actually has a keyed arbor on it and comes with that as well. And then I already had some of these big batteries. So that's what I use for drilling my holes through the ice. Another really low cost investment for you. This is a rod holder. If you happen to buy rods, and you certainly don't have to, but you put this on the edge of your bucket edge goes here, and then you put your rod through there, and it holds your rod really well. Okay, now finally I want to talk about if you're wanting just to upgrade just a little bit. I just like these lures. They're great. It kind of acts like a spoon, so when it drops down the water, it's gonna do that. It's gonna come down in a circle. But it's not a perfect circle. It's kind of erratic. If you've ever used a super duper lure, these remind me of a super duper. You drop that in your hole, tip it with a mealworm, and it's on like Donkey Kong. Anyways, that's ice fishing tackle for beginners. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.